Welcome to the Toxic Waste Challenge video, where we are going to be discussing L'Oreal's Age Perfect moisturizer. And I invite you to watch the introduction that's also on the youthduo.com TWC plus 25% off page, because I'm going to explain where I got my research, as well as how 95% of the women and men that I work with have no idea what they are putting on their skin. And instead of aging like the bottom row, they're aging like the top row, and they have no idea why. Well, here is why. And go to learn a little bit more in the introduction. But instead of choosing the brightest apple in the bunch, most of you, 95% of you, are using products with toxicities in it. And every time you put on your skincare or any body care, it takes 27 seconds to go into your bloodstream, and or skincare with empty calories. And yeah, it's really fun to have a donut every now and then, but you cannot sustain yourself on empty calories with the donut. You need the nutrition of a vitamin, because if you keep on using the empty calories of the donut, you're going to age like the top row as compared to the bottom row. And the reason why this program is called Toxic Waste is because not only are you wasting time because we're aging every day and you're losing collagen and elastin every day, you're wasting money because you're buying skincare with empty calories and probably cancer agents, since 95% of our skincare that's on the market has toxicities in them. And that's why we are doing the toxic waste campaign, because we want you to really understand the difference. Oh, that's my phone. It tells me to breathe. Okay, I'm breathing here. It invites you to start using skincare that's going to make a difference. Now, just so you know, I want to shout out to Ulta, because here's Ulta's page right here, who has made it very easy to get all of the ingredients, not just the active ones, all of them, so we can see the whole nutritional panel, as compared to having to microscopically look. And maybe the reason why you guys do this is because you get lazy and you don't read what you're putting on your skin. And I promise that I will try to be on my better behavior or best behavior with this video, because I used the SHIT word last time, because it was like I got frustrated. I had a moment of frustration because when I work with 1,000 people a year, it's easy to do, 20 people a day, it adds up pretty quick, that so many of you don't give a shit about your skin and what you're putting on. So just so you know, where else can you get a licensed esthetician, that's me, really give you a consultation? If we can't meet personally, I want you to see this. We can meet on FaceTime, so I can really look at your skin and talk about the products that you're working with, the products that you're using, and why you are aging through them as compared to aging like the bottom row. I've got lots of clients who have been sweet enough to give me video testimonials. They're on youthduo.com. Go have a look. But in the meantime, let's again review why so many chemicals are banned in Europe. And we're going to go through the L'Oreal product, and you can be the judge why Europe might be banning a lot of these chemicals, and why you might want to ask yourself why the FDA is still allowing all these chemicals in the United States. Starting with, drum roll, the first ingredient of the L'Oreal product. So here we go. right here, and I just put all this on one sheet so we can review all these ingredients and scan down here. But here are all of these ingredients right here, right from the front, and we're going to go through them all one at a time. Now, the first ingredient is not a bad ingredient. It's palm oil. Carnauba wax is a palm oil. Now, this is a really good thing. Palm oil is good for your skin. It's a wax, and it's got a lovely consistency. So it's really not a bad ingredient to start with. Most skincare uses water or glycerin or some mineral oil base. Youth Duo, by the way, uses as its first ingredients. And keep in mind, your first ingredients are the ones that is the highest concentration. So if just to look at this list again, this wax right here is the highest concentration, where the parfum and the fragrance are the least of the concentrations. So Youth Duo happens to have organic aloe as its main ingredient, along with rose distillate, which is more than a rose water and less than a essential oil, but it comes directly from the rose plant. Most times water is the main ingredient, glycerin or a mineral oil. Now, this palm oil or this palm wax is not a bad product. It happens to be really wonderful for your skin. So I'm not making yucky faces about that, but it is very, very controversial. In fact, one of my chemists, I was using a product, buying a product and sharing it with you that had palm oil as one of its main ingredients, and they stopped making it because they are being ecologically responsible. Now, when I think about good health, I think not only of the health of ourselves, and our good health, that we're eating right and not putting cancer skincare with cancer agents or empty calories on our skin, but I also think about what products are important for our planet. And palm oil is really a lot of controversy because of it is a great deforestation. Let me just read this to you. Fruitus collect, that's where you get the oil. That's where you get the oil. It comes from the fruit, and it can live between 20 and 30 years. However, once the trees get too high, making it difficult to reach the fruit, they're cut down to make room for new trees, which contributes to deforestation of the rainforest. And when you deforest the rainforest, because it's a relatively inexpensive oil to produce, but at what cost? At what environmental cost? Because when you cut down all the rainforest, you lose the animal habitats, and species either are endangered or they have no place to go. So according to the deforestation and the World Wildlife Fund, in addition to loss of animals, it adds to and contributes to climate change, because when you talk about having lots of trees, it releases it helps detoxify the carbon emissions in the air, and it takes our carbon dioxide, which is our waste products, and turns it back to oxygen. So trees are really important. So the main ingredient is palm wax, and yes, it's good for your skin, but you can be the judge whether you think it is good for our environment. Next ingredient up. By the way, I'm not pronouncing these. I'm a licensed esthetician. I'm not a chemist. I can't pronounce the damn things. So bear with me on that. The next one, yay, we have ascorbic acid, which is known as a vitamin C. Yay. What vitamin C does, it's a wonderful exfoliate, stimulating new cellular growth and production. However, there is a difference between vitamin C and vitamin C ester. Our skincare product, especially the Youth Duo Serum, has a vitamin C ester. Now, the ester component to it changes the molecular structure a little bit, because instead of vitamin C alone to be only water soluble, our skin is also made up of lipids or fats. So the vitamin C ester, the ester molecule, allows the vitamin C to penetrate into the fatty tissue as well to make all of the ingredients work together and have the vitamin C the benefits of vitamin C and vitamin C ester absorb into the fatty acids as well. So that's just a little factoid there as I see this. I don't know everything, and certainly I'm learning along with you. And every time I do one of these, I hope to get more insights of them. So I welcome you to watch all the videos, even though you might not be using the L'Oreal product. If you watch the other video, I throw in some factoids that I feel are very helpful. So as you get to reading nutritional panels for your own self, as you start becoming more educated and you bring your magnifying glass, you can start learning what a lot of these active ingredients are and what they do for us. The next one is a calcium EDTA. Yes, what it's good for, it's a binder. It's a binder, and it helps make sure all the ingredients bind together. It does bind with metal ions. So you know what, it's really interesting. I do have a video on the TWC plus 25 off page where aluminum was extracted off the floor and it was being used in skincare and bought. So sometimes a lot of these byproducts that come, we don't know where they come from. So, it'd be really nice to be able to source them the same way. Like I said, my chemist doesn't use palm oil anymore because of the environmental factor or where it's sourced. A lot of times there's, they say it's all products are all natural, but if it's a fatty acid, just giving you more factoids. Sometimes fatty acids come from animal fats, from euthanized animals. Oh, how gross is that, as compared to olive or coconut oil or any other natural oils, vegetable oils. So, it's sometimes it's like they might say it's all natural, but then it might not be from a vegetarian source. Everything in Youth Duo is vegan, organic, and paraben-free, just as a pitch there. So let us continue with propylene glycol. It is generally recognized as safe. Yes, it's used in Europe, so that's a good thing since they are the litmus test. It reduces flaking and restores suppleness, which is a really good thing. Suppleness is really important. It's part of elastin and generating elastin, because elastin is what I call the snapback factor. I made that up. But what it does is the older you get, the more elastin you lose unless you are building collagen and elastin. So when you age, let's say you lose weight or you start to have sags because your skin doesn't stay tight and firm. So that's a good thing. This glycol is a conditioning agent that leads to moisturizing. It helps keep it wet. It increases antimicrobial activity of other preservatives. Now this is a really good thing because every time you open up your jar and you stick your finger in it, who knows where that finger has been? And every time you open it up, even if you have clean hands, there's microbes in the air. So you don't really want skincare that's very old because bacteria forms and everything. So you don't really want a product with a long shelf life. You want to use it and use it up. There's a factoid right there. And really the longest you should have a product because the bacteria that accumulates over time is about 4 months. So and do your best to keep your skin clean and keep the jars shut. Citric acid, yay. That's a good ingredient. It is alpha hydroxy acid. Looking at this picture again, I love alpha hydroxy acids in skincare. What that does is it gives you a very gentle exfoliation with fruit acids. And you'll see the older you get, the grayer you get, and the more age spots you get. Well, when you're using alpha hydroxy acids, it continues to be sloughing off the dead skin. When it sloughs off the dead skin, it stimulates the baby skin to start producing collagen and elastin faster, and it also helps to reduce age spots. So alpha hydroxy, that is a good thing. This oil, passion fruit oil, okay, very nice. It's documented that has skin soothing properties. Xanthan gum, there you go, thickening agent, stabilizer to prevent ingredients from separating. Personally, I don't mind if a product separates for me, because I recommend just giving it a little shake, assuming it's thin enough. Personally, I like thinner product and thicker product, because that way you know you're not putting these other ingredients in it that are just making it thick, such as gum, and if they separates a little bit, who cares? You know, salad dressing doesn't separate, you know, always separates oil and water. So you want to be able to use the lipids, the fat molecules, and the water molecules. That's why, for example, vitamin C ester is more valuable than just vitamin C. Polysorbate, 80. Fatty acid found in animal and vegetable fats. Okay, we already talked about this a little bit, I think, in this video, where I'm not real sure what it is. It's probably a fat to make it smooth and feel nice on your skin. Like if you put coconut oil or olive oil on your skin, certainly it feels nice, assuming it's dry and needs hydration. But we don't know whether this is, since the L'Oreal product does not say it's vegan, we do not know if the polysorbate is coming from an animal fat. Now keep in mind, it's all natural. You know, it could be all natural because animal fat's natural, but is it something that you want to be putting in or on your body? Remember, it takes 27 seconds for all of these ingredients to go into your bloodstream. And yes, I've heard and read from several sources that sometimes animal fats that are used in skincare come from euthanized animals. So okay, we don't need to talk about it, just think about it. Okay, so next item, copolymer. It is an emulsifier and it's emulsifier, sensation of freshness, melting effect on the skin. Okay, we'll learn more about that as we go. I don't really know. Okay, how about this chloride? This is interesting. It's used to make certain plastics, such as flexible films like food wrap and packaging material. It's also used to make flame retardant coatings and carpet backings, piping for coats, and adhesive applications. Yeah, we talked about this in a few of the other videos. Sometimes we put the skincare, they use ingredients to put a light film on your skin. And yes, it feels good to the touch and it feels good on your face, giving the illusion that it's doing something. But if in fact these are going on a film, you know, flexible film like food wrap, if you're putting that on, what that does is it puts a barrier on your skin. Now it might be protective from other dirt and grime and all that stuff, but what about all the bacteria and stuff that gets underneath that doesn't allow it to come off, and it could be growing from underneath. Plus, if this ingredient is on top of it, it's not going into your dermis, which is your deeper layer of cells, which is where your wrinkles are. So if your skin, your epidermis feels good, that's one thing, but if it's not going down into the dermis producing collagen and elastin, it's really not helping reduce wrinkles. Rice bran, okay. So we're doing this. It's a great moisturizer. Rice bran, obviously, it's vegan, and it makes a perfect skin moisturizer. Yay! So that's a good thing. Okay, I love when I see the Tocopherol, if I'm pronouncing it right, it is vitamin E. We know vitamin E is great for reducing free radicals and protecting your skin. It's also a natural antimicrobial, so it's really good as a preservative. So that is good. Okay, here we go. Here is vitamin C. All right, we already talked about the difference between vitamin C and vitamin C ester. This doesn't say vitamin C ester, so I assume it's only a vitamin C. And here we go. So here's another ingredient here, the PAL. I don't want to pronounce these because I really embarrass myself, but here it is. It's an absorbic acid, and here it is. It's a fatty acid from animal and vegetable fats. We don't know where this vitamin C comes from. Did it come from vegan or did it come from animals? So if you happen to be, if you care, be conscious of this now. Know how to get your source. It's really nice to have vegan and organic products. Youth Duo is, and especially if you're vegan, you don't know whether you're putting meat byproducts into your skin with these acids. Here we go. We've got colorants. There we go, right here in the L'Oreal. Now, colorants as well as fragrances, according to the FDA, can be up to 1,000 chemicals, and you and I will never know what's in there because the FDA allows chemists, companies to clump all these ingredients, breathe, that clump them all, assign it a number, and you and I will never know what those ingredients are, which is the same thing for fragrances as well. So when you look at colorants and fragrances, you know, I'd be wary of those, and to really know that is a very important factoid. Again, every time you put on a product with fragrance and or colorant, 27 seconds directly into your bloodstream. Is it a slow poison or not? I don't know. We'll never know until the FDA requires companies to disclose what's in there. Here is another product here, naturally occurring fragrance. We like that. Here's some other naturally occurring fragrance in here. It comes from the geranium. Here's another one from clove and nutmeg. Here's coumarin. Yay. Here's more fragrances. We like the natural fragrances for sure. Here's a citronella that's also in it that comes from geranium. It's interesting. I really do not like the fragrance of citronella. And I just learned that it comes from geranium. Well, it can be. What I find fascinating, my third book is all about essential oils and how to use them to fragrance your house and body and the mind, body, spiritual benefits of it. And geranium and I have never really gotten along. So I did not know citronella was in the geranium family, so it's kind of nice to know that. Benzyl alcohol, score number 5, that is not good. This comes from the EWG.org, which is one of the resources where I got a lot of this information from. They qualify every product, every ingredient from a 1 to a 10. Most of the ingredients that I don't sweat the small stuff, if it's a 1, maybe a 2. This is a 5. This is one of the bad alcohols that can be extremely drying and irritating to your skin, and it can cause inflammation, and it strips off natural protection. It is one of the top 10 ingredients to avoid, according to one of these big skincare blogs. So, you know, it's interesting that I think that sometimes skincare companies, they add ingredients almost to get you addicted to using it. Oh my gosh, I have to put it on because of the alcohols drying out your skin, where again, that's another illusion that they're trying to do to get you to be loyal to a product, especially when, and I'm mad at you girls and boys, because you are not reading your nutritional panel and you have no idea what you're putting on your skin. Last but not least, in the ingredient list, we have parfum and fragrance. Let's have a look at, here's all of our active ingredients again. If you want to look at it directly from Ulta, Where is it? It's right there. Thank you, Ulta, for being so forthcoming. Again, we do not know what is in the, we do not know what's in the fragrance in order to see whether or not we want to put that on our skin. So that, my friends, my lovely clients, my lovely loved ones, who I only want for you to start aging like the bottom row. Man, I love aging. I love aging. You know why? I don't love I don't love, well, whatever. I don't know. Verdict's out. I'm a little vain, so I would really appreciate looking, not aging anymore. And I really haven't. Just, if you want to look at some of my pictures from about 7-10 years ago, that my skin really hasn't aged since I've been using Youth Duo. And I'm really excited about it, and that's why I love Youth Duo so much, because I'm seeing the results. And just as a sidebar, it's really interesting. When I started sharing Youth Duo about 7 years ago, I knew all these things, and I knew that it produced collagen, elastin, and I knew that it was better than a lot of other products in the marketplace because it was vegan, organic, and paraben free. But here's the true test. A year after I was using it, I didn't really think too much of, I said, oh, my skin looks pretty good, blah, blah, blah. But now 7 years down the road, whenever I show clients the pictures of me 7 years ago, and I ask them if they think I've aged, they say no. Well, here's a question, my friends. What did you look like 7 years ago? And what do you want to look like 7 years from now? It's okay to age. Yay, we're alive, we're learning, we're experiencing, we're traveling, we're loving on people. That's the most important thing. But how do you want to look? It's amazing to me. Some people say, well, they don't care what they look like. And it's just like, are you kidding? I mean, everybody cares what they look like. How can you not care what you look like? So I invite you to really start, more than anything, start learning what you're putting on your skin. Learn the difference between empty calories and nutrition for your face, and surely for any of the cancer agents or the questionable agents that are going into your bloodstream in 27 seconds. So here we go. Oh, let me take a deep breath and close. I love helping you look and feel your best. Remember, if I don't have the opportunity to meet you personally, which I love because I get to hug you, we can meet face to face, we can look at your skin, we can talk about your lifestyle, we can talk about your genetics, we can talk about what you're using and why you might be, in fact, using products that should be banned in the United States, but the FDA doesn't care, and why you could be possibly, more than likely, you're aging through the product that you think is good because you are not reading your nutritional panel, and that's really what it gets down to. So, thanks for watching. I'm thrilled that you have joined me in the Toxic Waste Challenge. Yeah, if you have empty jars, send them to me, give them to me, because that way we can read the nutritional panel and help other people know what they're putting on their skin. I don't want them full, because I don't know what the heck I would do with the product anyway, because it's not interesting. It only makes it heavier for me to show them to people. So I just want you to know that I appreciate you. I love my clients. Do watch the video testimonials on youthduo.com, which I am so proud of, because you can really feel the joy in people that are using Youth Duo when they're saying how happy they are because they're really seeing such great results. I love getting emails from you. I love getting phone calls when you're and I love especially when I get to see you and you come bouncing up and you're telling me that you're so happy and how Your sister saw results, your kids saw results, your husband saw results. You're watching how your friends are aging and you're not. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. Anyway, big love. Thanks for watching. I'm rambling now. We'll talk soon, okay? Bye.